ready for the push to the playoffs. This is what the USL Championship is all about.
And here comes City, an opportunity, and it's in the back of the net.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back inside historic Keyworth Stadium, where today the sprint to the finish line continues as Detroit City FC plays host to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Alongside my broadcast partner, John Krieger, my name is Neil Rule, but the pressure cooker is turning up, up, and up, John. We're coming to the end.
And these are all playoff games. You talk about the sprint to the finish line. We're already in the playoffs for both of these teams as they fight for first qualification and then position. Take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. There's Detroit City FC. Tonight is their big match, the match in hand, the match to put a little distance between them and Tulsa in the 9th spot. They got a dominant win over the weekend against Hartford Athletic. Tonight, you consolidate that. You can try to put a hammerlock on a playoff spot.
And on the other side for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, they are right in the mix as well. That always tough, that always deep Western Conference. Just making the playoffs out of the West, John, is something big.
It's a grind, top to bottom. You take a look all the way down to 10th. You are 5 points between Colorado Springs in 6th and Rio Grande Valley FC in 10th. 6th place to out of the playoffs, separated by just 3 points. They need to win just as bad.
Let's take a look at tonight's player to watch. Brought to you by the Finnish Long Drink, a crisp citrus soda with premium spirits. Please enjoy responsibly. For Detroit City FC, Michael Bryant's been the guy, not only just Saturday night, John, but really since he showed up on the scene. He's the ultimate Swiss Army knife.
And he's a glue guy, too. You know, he can play in defense. He's great on set pieces. He can be a body on the wings. He's everything Trevor James needs.
This Colorado Springs Switchback side coming in hot. A dominant 2-0 win against Sacramento, complete with some ESPN Sports Center highlights. And this Colorado Springs Switchback side, John, to do that to Sacramento, that you can't help but pay attention to that.
You know what? That's a marker for the rest of the teams chasing playoff spots. The other thing to note, though, they have so much experience, a very, very deep squad. Come the end of a long season like this, experience like that tells.
We got a big-time matchup for you here tonight at Keyworth. When we come back, we'll get you the starting 11s. And, of course, we will kick it. Detroit City FC, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. And we have it for you coming up next.
Let's do it.
Come on, Dad, get me.
Ooh, nice play. All right, you go. There we go.
So cute.
At Ally, we're helping millions save more for the things that matter most to them. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally.
I'll get back to work.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
DTE knows everyone has a preferred setting. Some like it cool, others warmer. Some like things slow, and others like it ASAP. Long, hot soak, or quick rinse. But whether it's a slow simmer or a fast boil, DTE makes sure that safe, reliable, cleaner natural gas is there for you, making every setting the perfect one. DTE.
There's a beer in the D for me and you. From Royal Oak to Jefferson Avenue. Grab a friend and a jersey too and chant. Chant like you give a damn. Now we're talking Detroit.
Detroit City FC is presented by Ally, the official financial services partner of Detroit City FC. Fago, proud to be the official pop of Detroit City. Misdig 811. Know what's below and visit misdig811.org before any digging project. Brew Detroit, the official craft beer of Detroit City FC. And Fort Pontchartrain, proud to be the official hotel partner of Detroit City FC.
They're in the billboards, Neil. Here.
Welcome back inside historic Keyworth Stadium as we are just about ready to go. Colorado Springs, Switchback, and Detroit City FC, a big 3 points on the line as we talked about in the open, really for both sides, John, and this is the time of year you play for.
You know what? We always talk about the push to the playoffs. The reality is the playoffs started 3 matches ago. These are all playoff games. And Detroit City FC got a dominant win over the weekend against Hartford, but now you're playing against a team with some skin in the game. Colorado Springs is also fighting for playoff positioning. This is a game in hand for them as well as Detroit City FC. And so tonight, it's all about 2 very hungry teams, 2 very good teams, trying to get the maximum points.
We are just waiting to get things rolling here with the opening whistle. And the first portion of this match is presented by DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. DMC, proud to be the official healthcare provider for Detroit City FC. And we are underway here at Keyworth, as you can tell. About 10 minutes before the opening kick, it was a deluge where the rain just started to fall, and it was raining pretty hard. And it is continuing right now. Opening kick temperature about 63 degrees and falling as we speak.
And plain and simple, that's a wild card that throws everything into kind of disarray for both these teams. The rain makes things a little more difficult in terms of cross-field passes, wind with set pieces. It turns it into kind of a gridded-out game, and Detroit City FC need to get on the front foot early.
Reese Williams pings that. Pass across the pitch, couldn't find its mark, however. Switchbacks with their first control. Drew Skundrich will send it back to the keeper, Christian Herrera, getting the start here tonight. 1.18 goals against average, 74% save percentage, 8 clean sheets on the year. Michael Bryant tracks back, and he plays it to the other keeper. Boy, that was good production by the guys out there on the pitch. Nate Steinwasser will ping that one up. Steinwasser, 0.96 goals against average after that clean sheet against Hartford Athletic. He's tied for 3rd in the USL in terms of blanking the opponent. He's 4th in saves. So both goalkeepers enjoying a very, very good season.
And you know what I like for Steinwasser is that he's finally getting some of the national respect that he's deserved for a very long time. You take a look at the USL website, other publications, you're starting to see people realize that Nate Steinwasser, what we've known here in Detroit for a long time, that Nate Steinwasser is not a fluke. He's getting his due and he's earning it.
Matt Mahoney with the touch. Slides it out wide to the right. Roll will go to Colorado Springs. We welcome you in. For those of you just joining us, a little bit of technical difficulties. Again, a very strong rainstorm that popped out of nowhere. About 10, well, not nowhere. They were expecting rain, but we weren't expecting that. Nobody was expecting that. What came down. But the show goes on. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you at Keyworth Stadium. Matt Lewis will walk it up. Boy, Matt Lewis had a very strong effort against Hartford. Maybe I would say the biggest Matt Lewis stat that you can give is the fact that won 5 of the 6 duels he was involved with as we got a player down for Colorado Springs.
Matt Lewis is a physical player, but a clean physical player. He will win the battle. He'll use his body to gain advantage, but he does it in a way that doesn't commit the foul. And the worldy goal that he scored for number 3 is one of the best we've ever seen here at Keyworth Stadium.
Getting back to his feet is Juan Tejada. Good to see Tejada getting back up. Remember, this portion of the broadcast brought to you by DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. DMC, proud to be the official healthcare provider for Detroit City FC.
Juan Tejada, of course, Panamanian international, and also someone familiar to DCFC fans from his days in the Eastern Conference with Indy 11.
As you said, Tejada played for Panamanian national team, played in a match against USA back in 2020. And you get a mix of that with this Colorado Springs side. You will hear us talk about that national team players, national team captain sitting on the bench. When you look at Enriquez as well, the El Salvador national team captain. You go across this roster, John, 150 USL matches played, 180 USL matches played. This is as veteran as a side can get.
And a very deep international experience pool as well. Jamaican experience. You have El Salvadorian national team experience, Panamanian national team experience. They go very deep, and when you get that deep in terms of matches played and international experience, that means you know how to win matches in crunch time, and that's what this Colorado Springs team has.
Skundich will throw it in. It was the 40th pick by the LA Galaxy back in the 2018 MLS draft. He played 39 matches for DC United during his time in MLS as well, and he's closing in on 100 USL matches played. There's a whistle against the Switchbacks.
If you've ever driven in Colorado, Neil, you understand that Switchbacks may be the most appropriate team name ever for the conditions out there in Colorado. I'm a bad driver already, or at least my wife would tell you that.
There was Stephen Hogan, his first season in charge, was an assistant coach and technical director the last 2 seasons for Colorado Springs. Spent 5 years Bethlehem Steel as an assistant. Restart coming up now for Detroit City. Some shenanigans in the mixing bowl already. Here we go. Maxi Rodriguez lines it up, drives it in, got over top of it. League Foster is able to play it away temporarily, but City gets it back. Lewis can't catch up to it, but interesting to see Matt Lewis from that back line, John, running up, becoming a target.
And I think you're going to see a lot of that tonight. The way DCFC is going to look to get forward is to try to win the battle of midfield, as they always do, but also create some pressure on the wings. Don't be surprised to see some defenders coming forward, creating extra pressure. It'll leave DCFC a little more vulnerable on the counter, but they trust in their center backs to get the job done.
Jay Chapman in the middle gives way to Tyreek McGee. A whistle and a stoppage. And Reese Williams shaken up a bit. And the athletic trainer Maureen Lilla coming out. Reese Williams grabbing at his head area there as he reports back to the midfield line. As my partner John Krieger talked about, this is the match in hand for both sides here with this midweek affair.
And it's huge for both sides, because for Detroit City, if you win it, you are now 4 points clear of the 9th spot. And that's, you can play with a little more freedom knowing that. The big thing for DCFC, if they can clinch that playoff spot before they have to play Pittsburgh in the final fixture of the season, things are a lot easier than if they have to play a Riverhounds team and hope that the Riverhounds have already clinched everything they can and are resting.
Yeah, and you bring that up as that ball's played up to Herrera. You bring that up as if it's a treat to play the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. You know what I'm saying? You know, without anything on the line. It's still a Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Yeah,
they still ran through everybody this season.
They have been an absolute juggernaut.
Yes.
They have rounded into form as an excellent side. And they're your home finale. So really, the job in hand here is win this, win against Loudoun, win at Indy, job done. get maximum points from tonight and your next two, and Pittsburgh is irrelevant until you play them the next week, perhaps, in the first round of the playoffs. That'll be an interesting one if both teams are already clinched by that point, and Pittsburgh's clinched the 1 spot, and DCFC's in the 8. It'll be an interesting, that match at Keyworth will be an interesting one to see how cagey the teams are to play again a week later.
Throw coming up now for the Switchbacks as Jay Chapman works his way over. There's actually a couple balls out there on the pitch. We'll see which direction they want to go.
We can't play with 2 balls?
Duke Lacroix toss it in, and Michael Bryant called for the foul. He disagrees.
Have you ever seen a player that agreed with the foul call?
Not one time. Not one single time ever. Kevin Broadley, our head official here tonight. Tom Felice, Nicholas Balser, the 2 assistants. The 4th official is Kevin Fakar. So Jay Chapman will get the festivities restarted. Jay Chapman signed a homegrown contract with Toronto FC in MLS, played over 100 matches during his MLS career. 3 matches played for the Canadian national team as well. That name is familiar to local fans here in Detroit. Plays college soccer at Michigan State University. Was a first-team All-American.
Means he's a good guy. And his Spartan's okay in my book.
There you go. You can figure out where Mr. John Krieger went to college. Juan Tejada the target. Michael Bryant plays it away. Reese Williams goes back to Steinwasser. Steinwasser sends it up ahead. Maxi Rodriguez slots it beautifully. Here comes the attack for Detroit City. Stepping back over was Connor Rutz, and he lost control of it.
Too much momentum for Connor and left it behind. Didn't have enough control to stop the body and get in a position to come back and make a play on the ball. Was trying to get, Tom Cruise's Maverick move and hit the brakes and let him fly right by. Problem is he hit the brakes too hard, let the ball go the other way.
Duke Lacroix will send it in. Lacroix is another guy for this Colorado Springs side. Over 150 USL matches played. He played 60 matches for Sacramento Republic over the last 2 seasons. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by University of Michigan Flint, offering a flexible world-class education. Go to umflint.edu. Ball served into the box. Nate Steinwasser closes the door again.
That's a beautiful through ball, and Steinwasser read it well to get in a good body position and make that save. Early test, Steinwasser passes.
John, we were talking about him earlier. You're getting to the point where it doesn't matter the quality of shot. You expect Nate Steinwasser to make the save. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it, when you look at all these stops that he has made. But that's the bar for him. This is what he's created. You expect him almost to make that stop.
And if you talk to him, he'll tell you. He goes into every match, clean sheets the goal. Now, you would say, well, that's the goal for every goalkeeper. Yeah, but whether or not that goal is realistic is another thing. For example, either Hartford keeper this year, clean sheet with their defensive back line, not as likely. But Steinwasser knows he can get in position and make a save. And he considers any goal a personal affront.
Ryan flicked it up ahead. Was looking for Reese Williams, couldn't find him. And there's a misplay. Lejo getting the start again here tonight, comes away with it. Maxi Rodriguez. Tried to send it across. Lacroix will throw this one in. Beautiful hold of the possession by Tyreek McGee.
Worked through 4 players and ended up having to go backward, but he was going to do his part to come forward.
Ball's across the line for a throw for Detroit City. McGee, 10 matches played for the Jamaican national team, spent the last 4 seasons in the top league over in Belgium. Mensah will throw it in. Levi's unable to keep it in the field of play. Strong run on that left side by Lacroix. Couldn't find him. Switchbacks dangerous, however. McGee service into the box, redirected, and it's in the back of the net. What a goal by Juan Tejada. And Colorado Springs takes the 1-0 lead. And John, that was just flat out perfect execution.
Can't draw it up any better. Tejada works to get in the right place. The service is good, and he's a finisher. And from the early pressure, a deserved opening goal. Let's take a look here. Pass coming across, too much space for the man on the ball. Played back. City get turned a little bit. There's a gap. Fizzing service, and Tejada moving to be in a position where he can redirect that ball on frame. The service is perfect, and Tejada just rises and fires, and that's perfect position on the header. Head the ball down. Not much Steinwasser can do.
Goal number 5 on the season for Juan Tejada.
And look at this, Colorado Springs pressing again. No sit back here.
Echeverria in the middle. Ball back up towards the box again. Matt Lewis plays it away. But you're right, John. Switchbacks get that opening goal on the road. They're showing no chill right now. They're going in for it again. And here comes Foster off the turn, but the flag is up. But John, Colorado Springs, they look sharp right now.
And you know, the City back line that is normally very resolute, wide open at the moment. They're compact, they're tight, they haven't gotten out to guard the wing. There's a lot of space on both wings for service to come into the box. This is not the performance we're used to seeing from the City defense, and Colorado Springs, to their credit, has taken advantage of it. You could tell from the start it was their mission tonight to put City on the back foot, their goal to get that done, and we've seen that in the first quarter hour.
Bryant chips it across. Tyreek McGee had it for a second, comes back to get it once again.
And you look down toward the bottom of the field here as the run comes through in Detroit City FC. There's Tejada. That's what I was going to tell you to watch. Look at how much space he has. Cuts inside.
Tejada's pass played away. Joe steps over, and that ball's played out. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by DTE Energy. No matter where you are in your energy efficiency journey, DTE can help. Learn more at dteenergy.com/save-energy.
Plain and simple, City are going to have to commit a man wider to Mark Tejada because he has the speed to run right past you and has a couple of times tonight en route to the opening goal.
Tejada very soon will be playing his 100th match in USL Championship as well. In the 19th minute, in a very wet historic Keyworth Stadium. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you. Early goal by Juan Tejada. Colorado Springs has the lead. City will have a deep throw. Rain continues to fall. Throw into Morris. Levi's curls it into the box, and Herrera will make the grab. It spilled it. You're going to see that here tonight. Balls will be dropped by the keepers. Passes will skip.
Tough night for keepers. Screwball bounces off the turf.
Right.
Anytime it'll skid on that wet turf.
And usually you would think the other way, kind of a chilly, rainy night might slow the play down. No, John, the opposite is true. It speeds up, and you can see that here. Just tic-tac-toe passing right now by both sides.
Well, number one, it's going to check up. It's not going to run for as far on those long balls and switches, so you get a chance to control. But if you're playing a through ball through, you can control, and it'll skim along the pitch.
That ball's turned into a 50-50 ball inside the box. Tejada out, Reese Williams curls the shot. They'll send that one wide. And fans, make sure you scan the QR code on your screen right now to sign up for the 2023 Run for La Rouge. Proceeds from the 5K are allocated to Detroit City FC Youth Select Soccer Program. The first in a generation travel team enters its 4th season, providing low to no cost playing opportunities for youth players from the city of Detroit. If you can't run but still want to support, we got you. The donation options are on site. Bust out that phone right now, click the link, and get involved. La Run for La Rouge.
I would clearly be in the donation option, not the run the race option. Now, if you tell me Strodix is at the finish line,
maybe that'll change.
Maybe I'll jog.
Yep. Michael Bryant looking for somewhere to go. I'll tell you what, John, I know we're in the 22nd minute. There's still a whole lot of match to play. But I'm just getting the feeling this next goal is critical.
Well, partner, that's why you know the game, because that's exactly what
you're just getting the feel.
Yep. That first goal, you know, the old adage, the oft-used adage by pretty much every soccer writer on the planet is goals change games. And this goal, early goal, changed this game. Because City, on a night like this, and it has just started to open up. If you look in the lights here, sheets of rain are coming down. You can see on your screens, it's quicker than the camera operators can keep up with. If Colorado Springs takes a 2-0 lead, that's going to be a hard clawback.
No question. And this is a switchback side that is a much different team at home. They are on the road. Matt Lewis fakes it back to Steinwasser. Ball chipped ahead, looking for Maxi Rodriguez. Reese Williams gets on the horse, but he's denied by Duke Lacroix.
Really good track back by Lacroix.
And I'm noticing that, John, on the wings for the switchback side. The wings are dangerous for this side.
And what that does then, see, if you spread out your defenders to shut down the wings, now you've left acres of space through midfield for a cutback ball, for a midfield runner, for someone to try to spring the offside trap on your 2 center backs. You're darned if you do and darned if you don't sometimes. And all of that is borne by pace from the wing.
Ball sent in, and the whistle will go against Detroit City FC. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by SeatGeek. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Detroit City FC seats. An untied shoelace, really the only thing that has slowed Colorado Springs switchbacks down. Let's get you tonight's Fago trivia question while we're at it. What other club from the state of Colorado has Detroit City FC? Welcome to Keyworth Stadium. And I'm drawing a blank off the top of my head right now. Tweet your answers at Detroit City FC. And there's a miscommunication, and that ball will be chipped into the back of the net by Romario Williams. Detroit City FC with the communication breakdown, and they pay the price.
You know what? You make a mistake, you get punished for it. And the normally resolute City back line that has had such a good relationship with each other and Nate Steinwasser all year long, for some reason, had just a power flick there. They lost communication. And Williams on the spot, never quit on the play. Here's the long ball forward. Normally you have one person try and track that and the other person coming in behind with the runner. And instead, I think it was a little back pass or a half back pass back to Steinwasser that he wasn't expecting, and all of a sudden he doesn't come out to play, and Williams puts it in the back of the net, and it's 2-0. Well, we talked about it about 3 minutes ago. Second goal in this game is so important, and now this Colorado Springs team up 2 on the road. City is going to have to start to chase this game a little bit in these conditions. Long time to go. You still have 66 minutes. Well, stop it. But you got to try to figure out a way to get back into this contest, and it starts with stopping the pace on the wings, being better defensively, and maintaining some possession to get the ball into the attacking third, none of which have happened so far today.
Direct ball looking for Maxi Rodriguez. That one skips up to Herrera. Now Herrera will have to be sharp, because I would imagine you'll see a little bit more direct route for DCFC trailing by 2 in this match.
And the fun part about that is you're going direct through the rain, which plays havoc on passes, tracking back and reading balls. It's tough.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers proud to be the premier sponsor of Detroit City FC.
The other thing Colorado Springs is doing here, they have kept 3 up top. It's been a while since we've seen a team play with 3 up top here at Keyworth Stadium.
I was going to bring that up to you, John.
That isn't chasing a game. Normally we see 1 up top, 2 up top. Colorado Springs started this match with 3 up top, 2 wide, 1 through the center. And DCFC didn't drop a midfielder back to go with a back 5 in defense. So now all of a sudden you got to go touchline to touchline against 3 attackers, 2 of whom are very pacey, and that's been a difficult task for City tonight.
Yellow card issued to Colorado Springs FC, number 8, Jay
We have a
Chapman.
booking right now. Jay Chapman will be put in the books with the yellow. Happened away from the play. Quite sure what the deal was with that. City will take it, however. Reese Williams out wide. Goes 1v1, has it taken away. And the foul will go against Reese Williams. Wow, City thought they had a corner.
Frankly, so did I.
Minute. City finding themselves down by 2. Maxi Rodriguez back heels it. John, you're seeing Colorado Springs out there right now on the pitch. Wante Hada's up on this left wing, and he's looking to go still.
They're going to press all night, and that one hoofed into the backyards behind Keyworth Stadium. Take a look here, Neil. I just want you to watch the way Tejada sets up. He's daring someone to come out wide and mark him in a situation, but behind him, you've got a guy all the way across the pitch here to set up for a switch if they want it. You have a runner that'll make the two center backs commit to him. And so it sets up with multiple passing lanes and opportunities to just press forward and run. That's a formation from an opponent we haven't seen here in a long time. They're using their speed, they're using their physicality. It's a great setup and game plan by Stephen Hogan.
And it works when you get that first goal.
And then your second.
And then the second, that's right. Ball driven up the left side, pass couldn't connect. Looking for Ben Morris. Mensa will send it back, and there's some more pressure. Tejada up. Michael Bryant being challenged.
Then you had Malik Foster challenging a center back from behind, trying to make a pass. Couldn't even go with the back pass. That was shut off.
Lay Jope with it. He rips it towards the back post. Nobody on the other side for City. That ball settled down. Levi's trying to cross it and win a throw instead.
Well, if you're watching out in Colorado Springs tonight, it's a good night so far. I promise you, there's nothing more you could want from your football club. They have owned the first half hour of this match.
Bryant flips it up ahead into the corner. Reese Williams tries to run it down. Service into the box. Back heel across. Comes through. Maxi Rodriguez with it. Turns. His shot is blocked. And the back line will come. Actually, I believe that was midfielders playing back for Colorado Springs that just get that ball out of harm's way. It will be a corner kick. Corner kick's brought to you by Mystic 811. Know what's below. Visit mystic811.org before any digging project.
All right, opportunity to climb back in here for Detroit City FC. They're very good at home on set pieces. Got a goal and a set piece, 2 of them, Saturday night against Hartford.
Rodriguez drives it into the mixing bowl. The ball is free, and once again, that was spilled by Herrera.
He got some help from his friends, cleared off the line. Nice job by the defender to just stay home, watch the ball, read the ball. If your keeper's going to come out and collect, you have someone behind to try to clear it away if there's a problem.
Let's see what happened. I believe that there was a whistle of some fashion.
Well, it's setting up as though there was a foul call.
Ben Morris, and there you go, and that's what it was. So beg your pardon, Mr. Christian Herrera. Apologies. Visibility's a bit tough this evening, as you might imagine. Sheets of rain falling.
Trust me, all of you that are watching on your screens right now have a slightly better vantage point than we have in terms of visibility, but we're doing our best for you.
Bruce Williams locking up for Mario Williams, who has one of the goals. Lewis sends it across. Left side attack for City. That ball touched over the line. Mensa will move over to throw it in. Carroll, the captain, gives it a lash and just missed the upper left 90. That was a heat-seeking missile from Stephen Carroll.
Partner, I did not have Stephen Carroll from 35 yards on my bingo card. That was a heck of a shot.
I don't think there are any bingo cards with that. That's an element we haven't seen before from Stephen Carroll. Usually he's in the mix on the corners and the set pieces. Let's get another look at this one. This was a rocket. Good camera work here.
Well, he was given room to shoot. Didn't like any other option. Said, I'm going to have a go.
Connor Rudds can't catch up to that one. Skunderich has it. Colorado Springs switchback, after getting that second goal, have conceded some of the possession, but they have shown that they will still challenge if the opportunity presents itself.
Neil, they're still running 4 up top. Well, 3 in it and 1 in behind.
And James Musa just played it back, who signed with Fulham back in 2012. He played 7 matches in the MLS, over 180 career USL Championship matches played. That ball checked up. Bit of a puddle there, as you can see on your screen in front of the City bench.
And I think he's going to ask to see if we can try and mitigate some of that, because it's in play.
I think that will be the story. I would imagine the squeegee crew will probably be summoned. Chapman will get a restart out of it. And there you see, I mean, the rain is coming down in sheets right before we went on the air. Then we had another spell of it a few minutes ago. Mahoney will play it back. Christian Herrera has it. Herrera, product of the Real Salt Lake Academy, had 18 matches for Tacoma back in 2021. Reese Williams tries to step through. He has it. Plays it up to Morris. Morris to the 18. Morris tried to step through. He had it poked away from behind. But before that, there will be a booking, so there was a foul behind, and the official led advantage play.
Which is good officiating, by the way. Go back and administer your yellow cards. You don't have to stop it up to give the yellow card. Allow the advantage to come forward. Remember who the foul was on.
This part of the broadcast brought to you by Strategic Staffing Solutions, people-powered, customer-centered, community champions. So Brett Levi's will stand over it. MLS experience as well, played 24 matches for the Vancouver Whitecaps. A couple of assists on the year for Levi's. He's played really well. This little turnaround that Detroit City FC, Brett Levi's has played a big part in it.
Acquired from Tulsa with Dario Suarez, and it looks like, frankly, I think DCFC won that twin acquisition battle. Levi's has been absolutely great for City. Solid defender, unafraid to get forward, good on set pieces.
I wonder if Levi's might give this one a go towards the right post.
Well, there's a lot of space and a one-man wall. Herrera not really respecting that.
Here's Levi's. Runs it up, curls it in, redirected it to the back of the net. Beautiful execution. Matt Lewis off a beautiful ball from Brett Levi's. Oh, and is the flag up? It is.
Oh, no.
The flag is up.
We couldn't see it. Official was down in the corner, so we didn't see the flag go up. just when you think it's game on again at Keyworth, you're undone by the offside flag. And Stephen Carroll, somebody got a booking there.
I know we're working to get another look at it. But that is crushing for Detroit City FC.
Just when you think you're one goal, you get your one goal back right before halftime.
Lejope across in the northern guard.
They let off.
They let go of the smoke. And the wind's blowing across the pitch here tonight. Service up ahead for Connor Rutz. Rutz's header's played away.
It's a waste of good smoke. The offside flag.
Certainly was.
And for the first time, I think ever in this stadium, I hear from the fans on this side, we need VAR. There are a lot of people on the other side of the Atlantic that would say, be careful what you wish for when it comes to that particular technology.
But 40th minute, the assignment doesn't really change. You know what it is.
But you know what? The fact that they got the ball in the back of the net, even though they were offside, Rocky just cut Ivan Drago. And now you know you can get up there, you can score from a set piece. You know there's some vulnerability there. You have to exploit it.
Tejada making a run again. Direct ball cut away by Matt Lewis. See if Bryant can go and take advantage in a misplay by Maxi Rodriguez, which you don't see that too often. Here's McGee. Bryant takes the foul. Let's see the corner in question one more time. You be the judge, you be the referee. Oh, might have been in a step ahead.
Yep, that's a good call.
Michael Bryant.
Now granted, our camera's not right on the line, but he looked in early. Maxi Rodriguez drives it up ahead. Herrera comes off the line. He will make the grab. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Ally, proud to be the official financial services partner of Detroit City FC. Learn more at ally.com. You know what? Something else we learned on that replay, Neil? Colorado Springs setting up a little differently on corners than we usually see people set up on corners here at Keyworth. Opponents set up on corners. They'll normally put a man on either post. That takes away offside because you got a man on a post. Here, Colorado Springs, confident enough in themselves, set a little higher line. That opens up the possibility of an offside like that.
And it worked. Tejada cutting in again. That ball taken away from Malik Foster. Juan Tejada. It's been a problem.
He has had a night.
This evening. He is absolutely shot out of a cannon on that wing. Tejada tries to turn back with it and does. Chapman attempts to make a turn. He'll send it across Amu Mensah. He directs it with the flick, but the problem is it'll be a deep throw for Colorado Springs.
Look at the way Colorado Springs works the ball touchline to touchline. Constantly shifting the field of attack. Now here's an opportunity if you can go.
Morris going 1v2. Had a runner taken down from behind was Levi's violently. And will this be a booking?
I see a card in the hand.
Will be.
So set piece in a dangerous place here for Detroit City FC. And they've already put the ball in the back of the net on one set piece, were it not for a pesky little offside flag. A lot of different ways you can go with this. The difficulty is the more you get direct on goal from just outside the box, the tougher it is really to bend it in.
Yellow card in Colorado Springs FC number 12.
And we'll go to Drew Skundrich. So that's the third yellow issued to the Switchbacks. Musa got one in the 37th minute. Chapman got one in the 27th minute. So that could be a factor going forward. Yeah, John, it looks like Colorado Springs FC doing it again.
That high line.
High line, yeah.
Yeah, we normally, on a set piece like this, although this is a free kick as opposed to a corner, what this does is compact City's runners, make them time it well.
Lane Joke sends it over top of the wall.
So tough to bend it in from that angle. And the high line that Colorado Springs set compacts things even further. There's no real room to set up shop.
And it looked like, too, Maxi Rodriguez was making a run. I believe he was probably in an offside
position
spot
as well
by the time, because there was just a little hesitation in the strike.
They held their shape very, very well. This Colorado Springs team is impressive.
Reese Williams trying to go back with it. Was across the line for a throw. Remember, Detroit City FC went to Colorado Springs last year and got a win.
First trip into Keyworth, because of the Western Conference teams are either on the road or at home.
Right. There will be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Stoppage time brought to you by Brew Detroit, the official craft beer of Detroit City FC. Yeah, Colorado Springs only lost 4 home matches last year. Detroit City FC got a 2-1 win back on September 10th. Maxi Rodriguez had a goal. Declan Wynn as well. Bryant heads it forward. It'll be another throw for the Switchbacks. LaQual will toss this one in. For a second and lost it. Rudds played it behind Reese Williams.
Connor had a pretty good match on Saturday. A couple of the balls he's played tonight have been a little off target.
Connor Rudds unable to control that one, and it's taken away by Matt Mahoney. Mario Williams was the benefactor. Miscommunication by the Detroit City back line. He got the second goal in tonight's match. Joe tries to move forward. Joe has it taken away by Chapman. Williams slots it up ahead, making the run, stepping over. The shot cleared off the back line. Malik Foster made a bid. And that ball was played away at the last possible moment. Stephen Carroll did the job for Detroit City.
Steinwasser came out to collect that ball and missed. It was an open goal. The only benefit for Detroit City FC, ball was forced wide, player was forced wide, shooting angle was tough. That allowed Stephen Carroll to get in position to clear it away.
We have seen some tremendous build-up from the Switchbacks here this evening. Connor Rutz in an offside spot. So he has to track back.
Look at Tejada on the backside run here.
He's tracking back. Boy, Stephen Carroll had to be sharp. That was what Tejada was anticipating. Right at the tail end of the first half. First 45, Detroit City FC would like to forget, and that is the whistle. We have reached the half here at Keyworth Stadium. It's been all switchbacks so far here in the first half. They have a 2-0 lead. This takes us to halftime, presented by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. That's a guy that got things started, Juan Tejada, with the goal. Colorado Springs Switchbacks would tack on another one. They have the 2-0 lead. So we will take the halftime break, get to the halftime festivities. Switchbacks with a 2-0 lead. We'll be back with more. This is USL Championship Soccer.
There's a beer in the D for me and you. From Royal Oak to Jefferson Avenue. Grab a friend and a jersey too and chant. Chant like you give a damn. Now we're talking Detroit, and Stroh's is spoken here.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
So you should see the report in your inboxes in just 1 second.
This is what should have happened. At least 3 days before starting his project, Bob should have called 811 or went to missdig811.org to have his local utility providers locate and mark the location of buried lines in his yard. Dig safely.
Okay, so you should see your report in your inboxes now.
Call Miss Dig 811.
Chevy Silverado has what it takes to do it all. With a TurboMax engine and a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Any truck can help you make a living. This one helps you build a life. Chevy Silverado.
Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for $299 a month. Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Welcome back to halftime, brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. 2-0, Colorado Springs Switchbacks have the lead. Now, Saturday night, everybody saw the charity kits for Detroit City FC. And maybe you thought to yourself, what's the story behind that? Well, we have the story for you. Check out our feature on this year's charity kit partner, Brilliant Detroit.
Brilliant Detroit's mission is to help create kid success neighborhoods where all the kids and the families have what they need to be healthy, getting education and family support. We do that by getting houses in the middle of the neighborhood that we repurpose to really serve as a central hub. We are currently nestled in neighborhoods in Detroit. We are represented in every district, and our goal is to have 24 in the next 4 years.
Literacy is a gateway from poverty, and we want our children to be well versed as well as well prepared.
We want to make sure that kids are ready for kindergarten and they're reading at grade level by 3rd grade. The statistics are clear, right? You're learning to read up to 3rd grade, you're reading to learn after that. If you do not know how to read or read well, you're going to be behind.
All this stuff has really just been great for a dad to be able to go to a program, get this help academically.
So when we go home, we won't have to feel ashamed that we can't help our kids with a homework package, because at the same time, as they're growing, we're growing too.
And what we really want to do is accomplish what I would call population level growth. So grow enough where we can fundamentally change the statistics.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Do it.
Come on, Dad, get me.
Ooh, nice play. All right, go. There we go.
So cute.
At Ally, we're helping millions save more for the things that matter most to them. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally.
Get back to work.
Rain continues to fall here at Keyword. Detroit City FC trailing the visitors, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, by the score of 2-0. It's halftime. Brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. Let's take a look at what's popping around USL Championship. It is that time for the news and notes. And Mr. John Krieger, as we take a look at what's going on, you know it's getting down to the end. Not only the playoff positioning will be determined, the Golden Boot race still up for grabs.
Tiqua and Trejo tied 17 goals apiece. Two prolific goal scorers, two outstanding players. You like to have a Golden Boot race as it comes down to the wire, and those two fitting candidates.
21 days to the end of the USL Championship regular season. Remember, we started this in March. Just 21 days left. The championship final set for November 12th on ESPN2. What about some scores? And see what's going on as far as the action across USL Championship. There is one other match in progress right now. Tampa Bay Rowdies in control against Hartford Athletic. Not really a big surprise there. They have a 2-0 lead, but catching up with some of the action from last weekend as well. And there it is up in that top right corner. If you didn't know before going into tonight's match, you certainly know now. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, they're coming in hot.
They can a dominant performance against Sacramento Republic. The big thing about Tampa Bay being in control against Hartford, it makes that race for the #1 spot and the Eastern Conference playoff road going through that top seed all the more close. This is Tampa Bay's game in hand. They'll be within 3 points of the leaders, Pittsburgh.
What's going on this weekend in USL Championship? Well, I'm glad you asked, because here we are as we take a look at what's on deck. And of course, Detroit City FC will be down in Indy. A big contingent of Detroit City FC fans will be making that trip. Television on ESPN Plus on the national side, also locally in Detroit on TV 20 as well. I'll be in the call for that one, and we'll be keeping our eyes peeled as to what's going on around Detroit City FC.
And with the scoreline tonight, it's going to be one DCFC have to have.
That is the way things are breaking down. As we said, we are coming down the home stretch. We'll take another break, come back and get you ready for the second half of action. 45 minutes still to play. Colorado Springs Switchbacks with the 2-0 lead. We'll be back with more USL Championship Soccer.
Brilliant Detroit's mission is to help create kid success neighborhoods where all the kids in the families have what they need to be healthy, getting education and family support. We do that by getting houses in the middle of the neighborhood that we repurpose to really serve as a central hub. We are currently nestled in neighborhoods in Detroit. We are represented in every district, and our goal is to have 24 in the next 4 years.
Literacy is a gateway from poverty, and we want our children to be well versed as well prepared.
We want to make sure that kids are ready for kindergarten and they're reading at grade level by 3rd grade. The statistics are clear, right? You're learning to read up to 3rd grade, you're reading to learn after that. If you do not know how to read or read well, you're going to be behind.
All this stuff is really just been great for a dad to be able to go to a program, get this help academically.
So when we go home, we won't have to feel ashamed that we can't help our kids with a homework package, because at the same time, as they're growing, we're growing too.
And what we really want to do is accomplish what I would call population level growth. So grow enough where we can fundamentally change the statistics.
I am American Home Fitness.
I'm American Home Fitness.
I am American Home Fitness.
We are American Home Fitness.
Come to any American Home Fitness location for the hottest deals on the latest fitness equipment and accessories. American Home Fitness, Michigan's home for fitness and the official fitness equipment provider of the Detroit City Football Club.
Just a couple moments away from the second 45 of action. Neil Rule, John Krieger back here at Keyworth Stadium. Halftime brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. Let's take a look at the highlights in the first 45 minutes of play as the wind continues to whip around Keyworth Stadium. And boy, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, we were talking about, John, they came in hot. They wasted very little time.
Perfect service in here, and there is Juan Tejada with a textbook header. Young strikers, if you want to know how to score on a header, do that. Head the ball down, get a high bounce, put it in the back of the net, beat the keeper. Juan Tejada, first of all, great service in, but a better job by Tejada to get a little free of his marker, get in a good spot, rise, beat his man in the air, and it was 1-0. Then a little miscommunication. All season, we've seen the Detroit City back line be very good in communication with each other. There, an attempted back pass off the chest. Nate Steinwasser didn't come get it. Someone who did come get it, Colorado Springs, putting it in the back of the net, never giving up. Romario Williams, and it's 2-0 as Steinwasser is out of no man's land. And then, in the 38th minute, on a set piece, Detroit City thought they got one back. Matt Lewis thought he had 2 goals in 2 games. Everyone celebrated. The Northern Guard let off smoke. And then somebody noticed there was an offside flag up in the corner. And that chalked off the goal, kept the scoreline 2-0, made it a tough second half for Detroit City FC. Halftime stats brought to you by Syntron. And this is where stats can sometimes cloud what we've actually seen on the pitch. Because if you look at our screen here, Neil, you've got 5 shots to 3, Detroit City FC with shots on goal, and 50-50 in possession. You know what we don't have? 2 goals for either side. Colorado Springs has controlled this half. They had great joy on the wings, a great first half clinically. They are deserved leaders. It doesn't show on the stat sheet, but it shows on the scoreboard.
And once again, our stats brought to you by Syntron. Drink it, live it with Syntron. So we are ready to go for the second half of action. Detroit City FC has a very, very steep uphill climb to get back into this one. But as we always talk about, John, this isn't arena soccer. This isn't rock and jock. You can only get one. You got to get one before you can get 2. That's the way it works.
Absolutely. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see how Colorado Springs sets up in the second half. It's going to be very interesting to see how, whether they stay with 3 up top and continue to press, or whether they sit back and try to play a little more controlled game.
And it has been incredible as we are underway, second half of action here at Keyworth. Neil Rule, John Krieger with you on a wet, blustery, windy Wednesday night. But again, Detroit City FC behind the 8 ball here. There is no doubt about that. This portion of the broadcast is brought to you by American Home Fitness. Train like a champion with equipment from American Home Fitness.
Can't dally over things if you're Detroit City FC. Got to get on the front foot.
I have to admit, John, it's been a minute since I've heard the term dally.
Hey, that's a $5 word from the past.
Dally.
I got to keep you on my toes.
Yeah.
On your toes.
Absolutely. And that whistle will go against Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Interesting note, 3 yellow cards on Colorado Springs. Skundrich has one, got one in the 43rd minute. Musa has one in the 37th minute. Chapman in the 27th minute. Well, John, and there you go. You see Switchbacks one more time moving forward with 3. So
3 up top?
That's the answer to that question. As the kids say, they have no chill.
No, they're going to keep going. But to be fair, that's the same thing that we see from Detroit City FC. They're not a team that can sit back. And so Colorado Springs right now is in get a third, put it on ice, and then play out the clock mode. And frankly, part of that might come from the fact that DCFC scored on a set piece and had the goal ruled offside. Once you know they can set up and score against you, it keeps the attacking mindset a little longer.
Herrera lining things up. The wind actually blew the ball off of its spot. You might be able to hear that a little bit through our natural mics.
You can hear it through my headset.
Right.
In terms of weather, this may be the foulest weather that we've had here at Keyworth in a couple of years. We've had a lightning delay once, but playing through weather, this one's right up there.
Switchbacks with the control. There's the touch by Skundrich. And I mentioned the yellow cards. So we may see that in the back of the mind of their head coach and general manager, Stephen Hogan. When he goes about making his substitutions.
You know, it's interesting, just a side note of the league here. As DCFC does a good job to clear the lines there. The term head coach and general manager is not long for this world. We were talking about with Trevor James, who will leave the sidelines at the end of this season. He's in his next to last home match on the touchline. And he will become the sporting director. And one of the things I think the league is looking to implement is teams having a head coach, and a general manager, not head coach and general manager. I think you're going to see a little more of what we see on the other side of the Atlantic, with head coaches being head coaches instead of managers. And you have the sporting director handling the talent acquisition side. So it'll be interesting to see as teams in this league transition to that.
What happened? Carroll loses control of that. Couldn't get enough on the header, and taking advantage is Romario Williams for the second time. Williams has a brace here tonight. And the second one looked a lot like the first one.
I don't think I've seen this City back line make 2 mistakes like that in a long time. Stephen Carroll just went up to try to play the header. He is normally old reliable, Death, Taxes, and Carroll. And
he just couldn't get enough mustard on the hot dog here.
Again, and that's again an attempted back pass that in the wind here tonight just held up on Stephen Carroll. And Romario Williams again followed his shot. Wind kind of swirling around, and Carroll just didn't get enough purchase on the backhander.
Mario Williams here tonight with his 12th and 13th goal of the season.
And they are the easiest goals he will score all year.
The 3rd overall pick of the 2015 MLS draft by Montreal. Played almost 30 matches in MLS. He's over 75 matches here played in USL Championship. Now he's got 13 goals on the season.
There will be longtime Detroit City FC fans who will go back, way back in their history books of the amateur days, to the time when Lansing United was up 3-0 and a man here at Keyworth Stadium, and DCFC came back to get a draw. They'll be trying to summon up those ghosts tonight here in the final 50 minutes. It's a little different ball game, though, against this team.
That ball swung out to the side. Foster was the target, and here they come again. Ball sent over to Foster. I believe the flag is up. That is the case.
You are right. Offsides, partner. So what does this mean for the real-world table if the scoreline holds, Neil? Well, it means Detroit City FC is still in the 8th spot, but they lose their game in hand. This weekend, in action around USL Championship.
Reese Williams able to step through in the 18. His shot is redirected wide. It will go out for a corner. Brought to you by Mystic811.org. And check that, it will be a goal kick, so it was not deflected.
It'll be Pittsburgh taking on Tulsa, so hopefully the Riverhounds can give DCFC some help, and DCFC at Indy. Nice move around the man, just couldn't get the ball on frame.
Next 5 minutes of this broadcast presented by the all-new Detroit City FC app. Download it right now to vote for the 2023 Detroit City FC Black Arrow Award MVP, available on all major app platforms.
We might see another booking here, Neil. Hang on. And we will. See, that booking is given to might be Michael Bryant.
Mario Williams went down.
And it is Michael Bryant who has gone into the referee's book.
Bryant gets the yellow. And I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. Mario Williams took a couple steps and then went down. And Romario Williams will get a booking as well. I was going to say, it looked like it was a kind of a delayed reaction from Williams.
So a booking for the foul and a booking for post-foul simulation, perhaps? Or perhaps some dissent.
Could be for a bad acting job. We'll see exactly what the story is. But both sides hit with the yellow. That'll be the 4th yellow on Colorado Springs. First one on Detroit City.
So how do you get back into this if you're Detroit City FC? You have 35 minutes plus stoppage to play. First of all, you got to press the ball. No more sitting back. Got to run at things. You're going to be vulnerable on the counter as a result. You're going to be vulnerable against the 3 up top. It doesn't matter. You got to get forward, challenge the ball.
That ball sent into the box. Detroit City FC had it for a moment. There's some movement around the Detroit City FC bench. Aaron Beboot looks like he will be coming into the match at the next opportunity, as will Dario Suarez. So that's another way, perhaps if you're City, you can get back into this match.
Multiple forwards up top.
We'll see who comes out for Le Rouge.
Substitution for Detroit City Football Club, number 73, Aaron Beboot.
Beboot comes in. Levi's comes out. Reese Williams comes out.
And number 92, Dario Suarez enters.
Top-heavy attack now for City.
Well, you know where I am with it.
Doesn't matter if you lose 4-0.
Nope. Ball flicked into the box. And now cleared out.
Time to have a right go.
Stephen Carroll back to toss this one in. Amu Mensah. Once again, ball cleared out. Steinwasser forward. You'll be seeing this a lot over the course of the next 30-plus minutes. Long ball up ahead, overcooked. Looking for Ben Morris.
I like the intent, though. Get it up there. Turn it into a 34-minute defense versus attack drill. By the way, formationally, take a look at Colorado Springs back here. We saw 3 up top, not 3 anymore. It's now 2. They've dropped a man back into midfield. They know what Detroit City are trying to do. They're responding in kind. Tejada playing much further back and acting.
Bryant called for the foul as Tejada went down. And Bryant is on a yellow. And Bryant gets another yellow. And Bryant will get a red.
Oh my. Well, let's have a look. Tejada went up, grabbed his face.
A second yellow card has been issued to Detroit City FC's number 12.
To me, it looked like a bit of a delayed reaction. We'll see what we get on the replay.
Athletic training staff out to 10 right now. 2 on Tejada, who's been brilliant in this match, especially in the first half. He's played with incredible pace, especially out on the wings. Let's see it again.
So here, Ryan comes in. He's
got a handful of the hair there. Got a handful of hair, and you saw the tug.
Yeah.
And you know what the brutal reality of that too is.
He's not playing Saturday in Indianapolis.
With the red card.
Yeah. To be fair, I didn't see the tug in real time. I thought that Tejada went down without much contact at all, but our camera crew did a heck of a job. Tejada wasn't acting, and I've seen the hair pull go unbooked, but it's also very bookable.
McGee with it, 60th minute. And the already super steep hill has just become Mount Kilimanjaro right now for Detroit City FC. And that shot sprayed wide of the frame. Nate Steinwasser will put the boot to it. Musa heads that one away. Tejada and Joke collide. Matt Lewis tried to find B-boot in space. Switchbacks will look to turn with it. Now it's cleared out.
Colorado Springs almost forcing the physicality. Take a look at the way both Foster and Tejada kind of on those high balls almost lean into the defender, make the defender come over the top, draw the foul. There is an art to that.
Maxi Rodriguez will give that one a lash, but getting back was Herrera. That's Dario Suarez's department. Hit those balls from midfield and get goals.
I mean, that is Dario's range.
And Detroit City FC fans, scan the QR code on your screen right now to bid on this year's charity kits that were worn on Saturday. Support Brilliant Detroit. They provide a safe space for kids to be healthy and school ready around the city of Detroit. Your only chance to pick up those charity kits is through this auction. So right now, bust out that phone, support, bid, and look great.
Got eBay up here on on the tablet here. Let's see what the kits are going for. Oh, we got some values here. There's a Stephen Carroll match-worn shirt going for $182.50. That could be up over 200.
Maxi Rodriguez tried to step through. Fans want a penalty. They will not get it. We will get some substitutions for Colorado Springs. So the Switchbacks will bring in Jairo Enriquez, replacing Romario Williams, who's playing on the yellow card. And I think you will see a steady diet of that going forward. Speedy Williams will come in as well.
Got the Detroit School of the Arts drum line here tonight. They are trying to fire up the crowd from our side of the stands here at Keyworth Stadium.
So Jay Chapman will come out for Colorado Springs. Chapman also on a yellow, as was Romario Williams.
That's smart coaching. At this
We figured
point,
that was gonna, yeah, we figured that was going to be the story.
You're 3-0 and a man up. You got 5 subs. You got 3 guys on yellow. None of them should see the end of the match.
Beboot the target. Beboot's a bit shaken up.
He comes up a little ginger.
Tonight's Fago trivia answer, while we got a couple seconds, is Harpo's FC. The clubs faced off in the preseason friendly ahead of the 2018 season and played to a 1-1 draw at Keyworth Stadium. Jeff Atkins was the goal scorer for Le Rouge that May afternoon. Corner ball served in, headed away. Corner kicks, as always, brought to you by Mistig 811. Know what's below. Visit mistig811.org before any digging project.
Partner, you and I should have known that one. We did that game.
We did that match.
It's one of the few friendlies that you and I have done. We were live on the air for that day.
I do remember that.
And by the way, Harpo's kit game was strong.
It was. This will be another Mistig 811 corner kick for City. Again, visit mistig811.org. Know what's below before any digging project. Detroit City FC in a digging project right now. Down by 3, down a man. Corner service, fizzed in, goes all the way through to Dario Suarez. Suarez hesitates, tries to step through. Second defender takes it away.
Colorado Springs making use of the man advantage, extra man guarding the post. They're able to commit an extra body to try to clear those balls away.
Carroll, direct ball, Beboot held up. Skundrich has his hands out, but that was pretty apparent. And for those who didn't see on Saturday, Aaron Beboot, recently acquired by Detroit City FC, 19 years old, 6'4", as you can probably tell out there on the pitch.
Solid power forward body.
Right. And that ball will be played back towards Steinwasser. City certainly have had their struggles in that department here tonight. Beboot played for the LA Galaxy and LAFC academies. He had 14 goals, excuse me, for LA Galaxy 2 and MLS Next Pro this season. Played in 2 matches for the LA Galaxy on the MLS side. Actually called one of his matches earlier this year. They played Minnesota United 2 in MLS Next Pro. Come the Switchbacks one more time. Tejada has it, gives it a whirl, and sends it over top of the bar. Tejada looking for a brace.
Neil, they're feeling no pain right now. If you want to look at free playing football, this is what Colorado Springs is doing right now. Tejada's just having a right go. They have the extra body. They're going to bomb forward.
On Tejada, I think picked up his 5th goal of the season, the Panamanian national team player. His national team debut against the USA back in 2020. He has pace for days, folks.
So here's the positive if you're a Detroit City fan tonight, because you gotta work to find the positives when you're down 3-0 and a man. So let's focus on the positive if you're Detroit City FC. This loss didn't hurt your playoff chances.
Your fate is still in your hands.
You still hold the 8th playoff spot. What it has done is increase the likelihood of the last game of the season being more and more relevant against Pittsburgh. So you're still in the 8th spot. You've taken it on the chin a little bit tonight, but get a win at Indy, get some help for Pittsburgh against Tulsa. Life could be good.
Job facing a couple of defenders. Job's cross. And will go out for a corner. Brought to you by misdig811.org. Know what's below before any digging project.
You know, and even down 3-0, you can draw things from the final quarter of a match like this. We've got 1 quarter of the match to go.
Corner sent in. It's headed just wide of the frame.
And Trevor James can see which of his players are going to grit it out here. Can you get some momentum? Can you play the way I want you to play? Can you stay in the match and continue to make runs and try to do something with it? Build some kind of momentum for Saturday against Indy. Nice header, just popped up over the bar a little too much.
And there you see the target B-Boot can be.
Mm-hmm.
Looking to build up again. Suarez, a nice touch. Over to Morris. Stephen Carroll wanted the whistle. Didn't get it, but they do get the throw. Ariel Suarez through the middle. Matt Lewis chips it up, looking for B-Boot. It's headed away, and another corner coming up for Detroit City FC, brought to you by misdig811.org.
Gives them such a legitimate target through the air.
That ball gets through. Lewis lays it off. B-Boot sends a rocket over top of the frame. He's pleading his case right now for another corner, as is everybody from Detroit City.
I bet our camera crew got a look.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Boab Fair. There is Aaron B-Boot. But I do have to say this, John, the 4-ish, 5-ish minutes he's been in here, he's been a target.
He's made a difference. And this is good for him as well. You know, with respect to MLS Next, it's clearly a developmental league. He is now in the heart of a crunch for a playoff place. That's just, it's a different level.
No, it is. And again, you look at the constitution of this Colorado Springs Switchbacks side. Former EPL guys, MLSers, guys that have played hundreds of matches in the MLS, national team captains, national team players. You're playing against guys who do this for a living. They are professionals. This is how they eat.
And you're also saying, frankly, I mean, you take a look at just budgetary levels and everything else. The depth on this Colorado Springs team indicative of how brutal the West is.
No question. We
We
talk about that all the time on these broadcasts.
Good Lord. The Western Conference of USL Championship is an absolute grind.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Salim Dental, the official dentist of Detroit City Football Club. B-Boot has its effort redirected. Christian Herrera will play it away. Christian Herrera, who certainly over the course of the last 15 to 20 minutes has seen a lot of pressure from Detroit City FC. 7 shots for DCFC, but John, 0 of those on target.
Got to get it on frame. He's had help from defenders. He's been able to make a couple of attempts at saves. He's dropped a couple too. If things had fallen a different way early on a couple of his drops, this might be a different context here.
Eunice Feilberg will come in replacing Juan Tejada. And it was a very, very good evening for Juan Tejada here tonight. Of course, taking a look back at his goal he scored here this evening, he was just a big-time problem for Detroit City FC from moment 1 of this match.
Great positioning, gets in behind his marker. The service is perfect and just rises and beats his defender.
You can't stop execution like that.
No,
there's nothing that can be done.
That is right out the textbook. And when you do things that are right out the textbook, good things happen.
Bibu wins that header. Amu Mensah. Bibu pings it across to Maxi Rodriguez. Switchbacks take it away, and Rodriguez takes it right back away. Lejo. Bibu does well to keep it. Bibu's service in towards Suarez. Comes up just short. '74th minute, Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. It's been raining the whole evening here at Keyworth as that foul will go against Colorado Springs. Temperature's been hovering right around 62 degrees.
And it is not a warm 62.
No, it is not.
I mean, fall has arrived here at Keyworth Stadium.
Job service in, the header sent wide. Once again, City unable to get the attack on frame.
You know what, though? It's better set up. Better development into attack for Detroit City over the last 10 minutes. Take them where it comes. You're down a man, you're still trying out there. Now, for Colorado Springs, this win is huge. They consolidate the 6th spot. They'll have a 6-point lead, albeit El Paso has a game in hand on the 9th spot. And a 5-point lead. Huge win if the score holds, barring a huge comeback that would drive the fans here absolutely mad. You get a chance to have a 5-point lead on a playoff spot. Makes the run a little easier. And from what we've seen tonight, this Colorado Springs team is a playoff team. And
Very much so.
Will be a dangerous out.
I feel as though you could just roll dice in the Western Conference. And we saw Sacramento Republic very early in this season. And we talked about it. They looked the part. I believe that was back in March. But they looked the part back then. But you knew that. That's the book on Sacramento Republic. But, John, I do feel you have San Antonio FC out there as well. Phoenix Rising has gotten it back together from where they were. And that ball played out for a throw in the corner. Colorado Springs Switchbacks, they're a problem, as you can see. That top half of the Western Conference, you could play that 8 different times. You get 8 different outcomes.
Well, after this corner here, or that's a throw, not a corner, rather, we'll have a throw. Take a look at Phoenix. They made a managerial change, getting rid of a manager that had taken them to heights.
Right.
And people thought it was a harsh dismissal. And yet, oh, here they are in 4th.
It was, and nobody, and it's funny too, because hadn't really got discussed the way you thought it might have gotten discussed too. Phoenix obviously being one of the brand names in USL Championship. They just went about their business after the change. There's a lash, and it's sent just wide. Boy, Dario Suarez, dangerous in letting that one go.
You know, the feel-good story, if you want the Cinderella story, in the Western Conference. Take a look at the 3 spot in San Diego Loyal. This is a club that will not exist. They're ceasing operations, and you know, their ownership group was heartbroken about that, and they sit in the 3rd spot.
Richard Ballard comes on. Detroit City FC substitutions brought to you by CVY. Luxury performance wear. Wear it. CVY. Enriquez calling for the ball on that right side. He's got it, sends it across, and it's played away by Amu Mensah.
That's a nice defensive play by Devin down a man. Tracks back well.
Ball sent back up top. There's James Musa with it. Switchbacks going on the attack. Cross and in, and that one is touched just wide. I believe Malik Foster got a toe on it.
But again, another great positional run by Foster to put himself in a position to be on the other end of that service. Didn't get the purchase that he wanted on the redirection, but take a look. First off, turn off the, it is hard to beat Maxi Rodriguez to the ball, and he just got beat. And the service, solid.
There's a whole lot of chirping going on right now. Stephen Carroll with some words for the official on the line. Switchbacks bench as well. McGee slots it ahead. Foster.
Overlap, beautiful overlapping run, but they went back for it.
Rich. McGee gives it, gets it back. McGee has it taken away. That foul will be called. That was an easy one to call, and this could be a booking, and it will be a booking. Speedy Williams picks up the yellow card, and I believe that's Richard Ballard that's down on the turf. Speedy Williams comes over to tend to him for a moment.
Yellow card issued to number 80.
Speedy Williams fits that profile of what we've talked about with switchback players here tonight. 106 matches played for Lou City from 2017 to 2020. Over 190 USL Championship matches played as a whole. 4 assists on the year. Nate Steinwasser will drive that one all the way across the pitch and out. Colorado Springs Switchbacks will play at Las Vegas next Saturday. Is it still like 140 degrees out there, like it has been for a while?
140, that's nighttime.
Right.
That about halftime, it'll be 140.
Christian Herrera will line things up. Colorado Springs Switchbacks, I believe, going to make some more substitutions. Aaron Wheeler will come in. DeLence Pierre will come in also.
We might have another booking. Stand by.
Cards have come fast and furious.
Herrera got a yellow card for time wasting.
Weird flex, but okay. They got a 3-0 lead in the 81st minute.
Yellow card issued to Colorado.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
number 1,
get it in play?
Yeah.
Substitution.
Flores looking to go with it.
Could be a really good week for Colorado Springs. You get the win here to use your game in hand there. You get a win, an eliminated Las Vegas Lights team. Be all the way up on 49 points by the end of the week, depending on results for Orange County and Phoenix. Maybe make a push for a playoff game.
And that's big for this side.
Home playoff game.
They've been incredible. Of course, their stadium, the highest altitude, as that ball sent to Foster. He's got room. Foster drives it over top of the bar.
He's going to have nightmares about that.
This portion of the broadcast brought to you by the Fort Pontchartrain Hotel in downtown Detroit.
Substitution number 4.
Tariq McGee will be coming out.
Tariq Meiji. And number 21. Aaron Wheeler enters the match for number 99, Malik Foster.
Malik Foster comes out as Aaron Wheeler comes in. Aaron Wheeler, the 35-year-old, 6'5", played 25 matches for the Philadelphia Union back in 2013 and 2014. He signed with Colorado Springs after being out of professional soccer for over 4 years. I understand he was out sampling some of the local fare in the city yesterday, stopping at the local coffee spots.
I mean, if you're going to be in Detroit, enjoy Detroit. Got a foul here on City. Some of the hardy City faithful that have remained tonight.
Hardy is the word, and you know what? Props to the Northern Guard, all the Detroit City FC fans. A good portion of them have stayed. We ended up getting a downpour about 10 minutes before we went on air, and I'm talking downpour.
Some of the worst rain we've ever seen here.
Like 2 by 2. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
you and I have the broadcasting pared down. We're good.
Yeah. I mean, it was incredible. And everybody stayed. They were in here, and look, I told you it's 62 degrees, which on surface isn't chilly, but you're coming off the tail end of summer. 62 in a downpour, and 10 to 15 mile an hour winds.
Yeah.
That's cold.
The hardy souls. The drummers are still here. They're still going.
And as you said, through all this, LaRouche fans, they still hold their fate as far as the playoffs go.
That's where it's at. You have a lot of favorable variables if you're Detroit City FC. Tulsa has to go to play Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is going to be fighting for that #1 spot, especially with Tampa Bay putting pressure on them tonight with a win over Hartford Athletic. So Pittsburgh's got something to play for there, trying to lock up the 1 spot. They're going to want to beat Tulsa. So if you beat Indy Saturday night in Indy and Tulsa loses,
you love your spot.
You love your spot. So a lot of good things.
So 85th minute here at Keyworth. Detroit City FC will fall. We'll stay in that 8th spot, as we've talked about, still with 37 points.
You lost your game in hand. You didn't lose your playoff spot. You just got to hang on to it.
Ballard. Fisher couldn't get on the other side of it from B-Boot. That ball's taken away. Fisher drives it into the side netting.
About 5 minutes to go in normal time. If the referee is doing his job, we'll have a 1 minute of stoppage time. That's where it ought to be. Unless, of course, City get a goal here in the next minute and a half. Then
next 5 minutes of the broadcast brought to you by Misdig 811. Know what's below. Visit misdig811.org before any digging project. That ball sent out wide. Detroit City FC, as we've talked about, will play at Indy 11. That's Saturday at 7 o'clock. I'll have the Detroit call for you on TV 20. National feed available on as well on ESPN Plus.
The big part of that, Neil, is how do you respond? Detroit City lost 5-0 to Phoenix Rising. They came back to look authoritative against Hartford. They're going to lose by X goals here. But right now it's 3-0. How do you respond? You still control your destiny. What do you do as a team? Who are you as a team?
That ball flicked ahead nicely. Dario Suarez able to gather it. Boy, that was a professional play there by Dario Suarez.
Yeah, that's part of the reason he was part of the acquisition. Both he and Levi's just professionals.
Fisher. Lejeau crosses over, now overlaps. Fisher lays it off. Job, cross, driven in, cut out, and cleared.
You know what? Low-key, Lejeau has had a pretty good game tonight. They haven't been able to beat him directly. He's taken care of his area of the pitch. Never really allowed to play into the game all that much.
Amu Mensah lays that one over. Amu Mensah gets some time at the wing spot. Stephen Carroll was 1v1 all by himself, had to win it, and he did.
Carroll getting, or Amu Mensah getting that time at the wing spot with Bryant being out with the red card.
Carroll lets it go, and the stop is made by Herrera. His first save, I believe, on the evening.
That may be the best shot of the night right there. Captain's still out there charging.
Well, we've seen two efforts now from Stephen Carroll. One in the first half that was labeled for the corner. This corner kick brought to you by Misdig811.org. Know what's below. Visit Misdig811.org before any digging project. Mensah couldn't win that one. That'll be a throw for Colorado Springs. Speedy Williams played his college soccer at Robert Morris University. We move into the 90th minute. Oh, and Amu Mensah getting physical here with Aaron Wheeler.
Well, Wheeler kind of went down, but Amu Mensah, the first contact was initiated by Wheeler in the exchange.
O'Neal Fisher wanted to get it and go. Things are getting chippy right now.
I think the referee just wanted to settle things down there a little bit. Now Nate Steinwasser will come up and take the free kick.
Steinwasser drives it into the 18. Stephen Carroll locked up. Fisher came back to play it away. Lejeau. Ballard has some space. Beautiful ball to Suarez. Suarez cross. And it actually deflected off the defender, then off of Dario, and that kind of explains the events of the evening. There'll be 4 minutes of stoppage time, brought to you by Brew Detroit, the official craft beer of Detroit City FC. We have another player down for Colorado Springs.
I think it's Wheeler again. And it is.
Skundrich over to restart the festivities. Plays that one out. Steinwasser sends it skyward. Colorado Springs Switchbacks have come into Keyworth.
And they put on a clinic in the first half.
Absolutely did.
If you're watching out in Colorado, your football club has had a very good night. If you're watching here in Detroit, your football club still controls its own fate.
Both factual statements. Herrera booms it down the pitch. As we come down the stretch, USL Championship season, Detroit City FC, after tonight, will have 3 matches remaining. They'll be at Indy 11 on Saturday, the following Saturday, at Loudoun United. And remember, that's a side, they got to win in here over Detroit City FC.
Loudoun has changed completely. Once they were severed from DC United, their ownership group wants to have a right go of it. And it's going to take them a little bit with player acquisition to build some things up. But now that they weren't under the control of an MLS side, they are rounding into form quite nicely. Thank you very much.
You just saw the graphic on the screen. They'll finish up with a home match against Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Now note, the next home match here at Keyworth will be the final one of the season. That will be a 4 o'clock kick when the Pittsburgh Riverhounds come to town.
Probably a good idea in the middle of October.
Now some more contact. Dying moments of this one. Steinwasser drives it up. Jope out to the wing. Beboot. Like what I've seen from the youngster Aaron Beboot.
And that should do it.
And that is the final whistle. Colorado Springs Switchbacks get a very convincing 3-0 win over Detroit City FC here at Keyworth.
Matt Lewis needs to watch out. You can still draw a booking. He is very animated with the officials out there at the final whistle.
Yeah, at this point, probably better to just walk away.
Short memories. And he got the booking. He picked up the yellow card. I don't know what, that won't keep him out of the lineup on Saturday, but still.
Let's get you the shot of the match, brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Stephen Carroll gave a couple lashes here today, and this was the one. Herrera had to be sharp, get the paw on it, redirect it over top of the crossbar. Stephen Carroll let go of a rocket, and that was tonight's shot of the match, brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. I'd like to see that a little more maybe as the season comes to
Never
a
knew we had
close.
the shooting boots on him.
Absolutely. Here's our save of the match, and that is brought to you by Ally. We're all better off with an Ally. Learn more at ally.com, and that was Stephen Carroll again.
Making it happen at both ends of the pitch, but that's what we've come to expect from Steve Carroll. He's there to clean up the trash. Effective on that back line. Man of the match, this guy. Lay Jope, we said he low-key had a good game. The man of the match never really got to be as involved as he would like tonight, but also anchored down his part of the pit.
And of course, our man of the match is presented by American Home Fitness. So we will take a break, come back, and wrap this thing up. Colorado Springs FC with the victory by the score of 3-0. Our final score presented by DTE Energy. We'll be back with more.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
The Chevy RS family of SUVs has it all. Whether you want the 10.2-inch diagonal color touchscreen on the Chevy Blazer, or extra peace of mind with Chevy Safety Assist standard on the 2023 Chevy family of SUVs. So take your pick, the choice is yours. Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Equinox for $259 a month. Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
At Keyworth Stadium, 3-0, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC get the victory over Detroit City FC. Our final score brought to you by DTE Energy. Not much doubt here in this one. No drama in the second half of the match as we take a look at our full-time stats and highlights coming to you right now. And Colorado Springs tonight, John, came into Keyworth as our highlights brought to you by Salim Dental. They were shot out of a cannon on both wings.
They, in true Motor City fashion, were 0 to 60 in 15 minutes. That serve into the box. Tejada frees himself from a first marker, rises and beats the defender. That's textbook, and it gave Colorado Springs that 1-0 lead, 15 minutes on the clock. Then the defensive miscues would bite City and really were the story of the last two goals. First one, an attempted back pass by Amu Mensah. He didn't get all of it. Steinwasser didn't come get it. The guy who did follow and never give up on the play was Romario Williams. He got goal number 1. And then in the 50th minute, another defensive miscue. That time it's Stephen Carroll with a rare mistake. Didn't get all the purchase he wanted on the chest back to the keeper, Steinwasser. And all of a sudden, there's that man again, Romario Williams. Never gives up on the play. Puts the ball in the back of the net. 58th minute, Detroit City FC went down to 10 men. Michael Bryant, already on a yellow, went up, got a hand on the head of Juan Tejada, picks up yellow number 2, and the bigger thing there, he won't be available for selection Saturday in Indianapolis.
Absolutely, that will be a blow for Detroit City on Saturday. Our full-time match stats, once again, brought to you by Salim Dental. And John, really the one that sticks out to me, you look at the 14 shots for Detroit City FC, only one of those on target. And look, let's be real about it. I mean, a lot of those shots came after it was already 3-0 and Colorado Springs had kind of let their foot off the gas. But once again, the volume of shots, not enough were on target here tonight.
Got to get them on frame, and they didn't tonight, and that's going to cost you in a playoff race.
But the flip side of the coin for Detroit City FC tonight was their match in hand as we take a look at the updated USL Eastern Conference standings, and there you see it. Detroit City FC still controls their fate with 3 matches to play. You go out and do what you have to do, you're going to go to the playoffs.
Win at Loudoun, win against Pittsburgh, win at Indy, and you're in the playoffs. That's all they got to do.
That is all they got to do. And that will wrap up our broadcast here tonight from historic Keyworth Stadium. And for our entire broadcast crew, my broadcast partner, John Krieger, my name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time, Detroit City FC falls at home to Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC by the score of 3-0. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great night. Well, see you later.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.